So, should you position vertically or horizontally? Let's find out. So first let's look at the flank situation. If you are gonna flank, it's usually better to position horizontally in the flank because the units cannot be missiled. Let me show you. So you will always get the pull of these guys. Look at this. It survives. Here everything's dead. So our crawlers can take the tower because we always get the pull. Same situation here. If you're trying to distract the enemy stormcallers, always put these vertically because of the missile threat. Like look, it still distracts even though the enemy missiles. Look at the second volley will hit these as well. So back to the flank. A good reason to position like this is that you can split your units. Like this is the line that tells which units are going to the flank to defend, which units are going to the front. So in this example I have the Mustang set up to kill the Fangs. So I deployed the Mustang just to kill the Fangs. But they are a good defending unit, so I want to split them so they will also defend my flank from air attacks. So let's see what happens here. Like they still kill the Fangs, but they still defend the flank. You can also use mobile beacon to manipulate this. So let's say I have deployed like this and there could be a flank here. So normally, let's see what happens. Like everything goes forward. But you can manipulate them with a beacon without even using it. So you turn them so they will go here. But this is not the topic of this video. I will do another one. So subscribe to not miss it. And let's see what happens. Look at this. Without even using beacon, we are defending here. And you can choose whether you do it or not. So an easy way to think about this is that the vertical position is always like a defensive position and the horizontal position is an aggressive position. Because these units will survive longer because there's a lot of overkill on the first target. And these guys will attack faster. Like you see, they are all on the line attacking. Like here, the backline guys aren't doing anything, whereas someone is on the range. Here you can see the Phoenix overkill. So when you are deploying your units, you need to understand what their role is. Is their role to do damage and carry you, or is their role to take damage and delay the opponent? For example, with the sledgehammers, it becomes very relevant when the enemy is pushing with steel balls into you. So let's see how this will go. Like here, all the balls will lock onto the first sledge, while here they just kill them all. It's like a huge difference. So it's the same with Chaff. The vertical position is it takes longer to clear. Like the horizontal position is actually better versus one arc light. But the sledges, for example, are a lot better to the horizontal one. But there's not much difference here. And when the enemy adds more clear like this, then the horizontal ones become a lot worse. Like look at the difference now. Still not much different, but the vertical one is always better. When you are clearing chaff and using units that shoot slow, it's best to deploy them the same way as the enemy you are trying to counter. So for example here we deducted that the vertical crawlers will survive longest. But here when we have the vertical sledges against the vertical crawlers, they actually clear it a lot faster because there's a lot more overkill happening here. The same rule works with every slow firing unit, like the Stormcaller, for example. Like when you match the position here, it clears faster. So like you saw from the previous clips, there isn't much difference usually whether you position horizontally or vertically. So there's a lot more reasons also to do different kind of positions. This is for example one. I want to position all my units vertically so they pull the enemy units into this meat grinder. Like if I would position this differently, like put these horizontal badgers like here or something, this strong pull wouldn't happen. So you can do all kinds of things with these vertical positions. There's also the fact that these horizontal positions take a lot of room on your board. So for example, if I would like to deploy a war factory, which is kind of great unit against any kind of push, there isn't no room for me. Like I would maybe want to put it here or maybe here, so it would be more beneficial for me to have the sledges like this or something, that there's room for the war factory. It allows you to position better your next units if you leave spaces, and it's easier to leave spaces with vertical positions. That's one thing to keep in mind. A horizontal position is a lot better for splitting. For example, most of the time I want to deploy crawlers here, so they go on each side of the map. If you do it like this, you can make the split work for like a one round. Like you see half of them go here, half of them go here. But once the enemy modifies his board a bit, it's like really sketchy. They might go to the other side. But when you put them like this, they will always split very nicely. And I like these backline crawlers actually to be horizontal most of the time, because the enemy clear is already dead when this comes, when I'm playing aggressive. And then I want the crawlers to actually do damage and not just survive. This could be like level 3 crawlers at the end of the game. So that's some reasons. Also this position here, like whether you should put it here or here. Like this better because it will split automatically. Like if you put it here and the enemy puts guy on the flank, everything goes here. And you don't want that. You want to split them. So when a flank happens, this part of the group will go to the flank and the other half will run forward. Also this storm positioning, like we learned that this is better against these kind of fangs. But it's actually better here to split the stormcaller shots, so 2 guys will shoot here and 2 guys will shoot here, so you don't need to deploy that many stormcallers to clear the fangs. The different positions are also very useful with the Phoenix jump drive. Like in this kind of situations, I had this board like yesterday actually, but when I try to position the Phoenix like this, the other guy always shoots at the crawlers. But when I put them like this, here is for example an angle where both of the Phoenix will connect here instantly. There's also some small details, like for example the Typhoon barrier performs a lot better when placed vertically. Like here you see the Scorpion clears both the shields with one shot. Here it only clears one shield. Just to recap here, the vertical position is a defensive one and the horizontal position is a damage dealing position. So every single mirror matchup should go to the horizontal position. So that's it. I probably forgot a lot, but that's the things I think about when I play this game. And I have a lot more guides and more guides coming, so please subscribe and next go watch my free unit video so you can learn how to play around the free unit drops and see how they work if you haven't seen it. I also have like a playlist on my channel, Mechabellum guides, and there's many guides there you can watch and improve your game with. Thanks for watching.